The most dangerous kind of control doesn't announce itself. It doesn't raise its voice, it doesn't make threats, it doesn't look like anything you've been warned about. It looks like someone who cares about you, someone who's just trying to help, someone who knows you better than you know yourself, and that's exactly what makes it so hard to leave, or even name. Here are the signs someone is controlling you quietly. The first sign is that you've stopped trusting your own mind. It didn't happen all at once, it happened slowly. They questioned a choice here, challenged a reaction there, suggested you were overreacting, that you were too emotional, that you weren't seeing the full picture, and after enough of that, something shifted. You stopped asking yourself what you think, and started asking what they would think. That's not growth, that's erosion. Quiet control almost always starts there, by making you a stranger to your own judgment. The second sign is that guilt does the work that force never has to. They don't need to demand anything, they just go quiet, or look hurt, or remind you how much they've done for you. You say no and suddenly you feel selfish. You set a boundary and suddenly you feel cruel. They never say do what I want, they just make sure that not doing it costs you something emotionally every single time. That's not love, that's leverage. The third sign is that their care always comes with override. I'm just looking out for you. I only say this because I care. I know you better than you know yourself. Said with warmth. Said with concern. But watch what follows. Do they actually listen to what you want? Or do they hear you out, then steer you back to what they think is right? There's a difference between someone who genuinely wants good things for you and someone who needs to be the one deciding what those things are. Control doesn't always sound controlling. Sometimes it sounds like the most reasonable voice in the room. The fourth sign is that your world has gotten smaller. No one told you to cut anyone off, but somehow your friendships feel more complicated now. Spending time with family comes with guilt attached. Your support system, the people who knew you before, has slowly been edged out. They may have done this through small comments, expressed hurt at being left out, or made you feel disloyal for enjoying other people. But here's what matters. The fewer outside perspectives you have, the easier it is for one person's version of reality to become your only one. Isolation doesn't need walls, it just needs time. The fifth sign is that you've become a student of their moods. You know the tone of voice that means tension is coming. You choose your words carefully, you avoid certain subjects. You're not naturally anxious. You've just learned that the wrong move sets something off, and you've been quietly adjusting ever since. That's not a relationship, that's a performance. And the exhausting part is you may not have even noticed when you started performing. The sixth sign is that your growth makes them uncomfortable. When you started making decisions more confidently, when you spent more time with other people, when you stopped over-explaining yourself. They didn't celebrate it, they pulled back, pushed harder, or made you feel like something was wrong. A person who loves you wants to see you become more yourself. A person who controls you needs you to stay small enough to manage. And here's the thing, no one says enough. You may not be able to point to a single moment where it went wrong. There may be no dramatic incident, no obvious villain, no clear line you can point to. Just a slow, quiet drift. Away from your own instincts, your own confidence, your own voice. If you find yourself constantly over-explaining, apologizing for things that aren't your fault, shrinking before you even speak, feeling relief when they're in a good mood, like you've been granted something, pay attention to that. Your nervous system often recognizes the pattern long before your mind gives it a name.